Hi, I'm Mike Dooley, and for the past 15 years, I've been writing and speaking on the nature of reality, with an emphasis on how we can all become more conscious, deliberate creators, shaping the life of our absolute dreams. Yet, 15 years ago, my life was at its lowest ebb. We had just liquidated a t-shirt business that my mother, brother, and I had started, and suddenly I was faced with absolutely no idea of who I was going to be when I grew up, and I was almost 40 years old. I wondered what I had done that I shouldn't have done that could have avoided this, or what I didn't do that I should have done that could have avoided this. I remember running my air conditioner at 82 degrees in Florida because I was so afraid I would run out of money, that little nest egg that I had saved up for during those entrepreneurial years. Yet, it was from the depths of my despair that I kind of stumbled upon a process, or if you will, a system for total life transformation. And that idea began with relinquishing myself from the past and not trying to figure out how I had gotten to the point that I was then in. Because, as I now teach, where you are is never who you are. You are infinitely more. Where you are is just a step on the path. And this was kind of the realization I then had when I was trying to figure out what had gone wrong. I decided to stop looking for what had gone wrong. I had decided to stop looking for what was wrong inside of me and instead cast my view forward. Because if you're looking for what's wrong with you, you're going to find stuff, and then you're going to need a team of people to undo it. Instead, my idea for creating transformation in your life begins with defining what you want in terms of future end results. Bypassing cursed hows, not tasking yourself with the logistics or the hows or the whos or the whens. Now, I got to tell you, 15 years ago, this seemed utterly futile. But the thinking was, while I couldn't explain the mess I was in, I could explain how things work. And I bet you could explain how things work. You've been on this path for a while. You've been reading the books. You've heard the audio programs. Maybe you get my notes from the universe. You get the truth, but you haven't started applying it yet. So this was the realization I then had. Start looking forward. And the transformation I then experienced took my breath away, and it's been an upward spiral ever since. And I got to tell you, in hindsight, and only in hindsight, it was easy. So while I didn't know how I had created the mess, or the seeming mess that I was then in, I did know, like you know, how to move forward. I stumbled into a series of steps that I now teach the world over called playing the matrix and getting what you really want. These steps are so simple. If I had only known them 15 years ago, I would have had the confidence 15 years ago to begin enjoying the journey instead of sweating out every single detail and wondering if I wasn't deluding myself. Those steps go like this. Step 1. Define what you want in terms of the end result and keep it general. Back then, I had already worn a number of different hats, from the corporate world to the entrepreneurial world, and I didn't even know what I wanted to do anymore. I didn't know what hat to ask the universe to let me wear for the rest of my life in a career that would thrill me. So through desperation, I stumbled into being general, and that's now embodied in my course, Playing the Matrix. Step 2, get excited about the vagueness of your end results by getting into the sexy, awesome, cool, happy details. The bells, the whistles, the sights, the sounds, all those things, the minutia, the icing on the cake that you now want in your life. Step 2 is about creative visualization, using those details, creating vision boards, mantras, all that stuff that other people are teaching, you can now use in my Playing the Matrix, not to make the details your end results, but to get excited about the big picture, your rocking life, where your transformation is now leading you. And step 3, the third and only step of Playing the Matrix, is simply physically showing up. You don't even have to know what direction you're supposed to go in. You can literally go in any direction, at which point guidance will be forthcoming through intuition and through actual serendipitous occasions where you meet new best friends, derive inspiration, and have newfound courage. This is what the baby steps will do when you've programmed life's magic with general end results that you got excited about by getting into the details, and you showed up, showed up, showed up. I stumbled into these 3 steps 15 years ago and witnessed a transformation that to this day takes my breath away. With books and tours, DVDs, programs, guest appearances, and a number of sticks in the fire that I'm not even at liberty to share with you right now. And this is something everyone has to look forward to. You don't have to explain where you've been. You don't have to explain or even know how you got where you now are, nor anything else about where you now are. What's important is knowing how to move forward from it. And this is what playing the Matrix is all about. The Matrix relies on ideas, philosophies, and spiritual wisdom that has been around since the dawn of time. This isn't brand new woo-woo. This has been around since the dawn of time. The truth will set you free, and these 3 steps offer you the truth towards total life transformation. You were born to thrive. You have default settings of abundance, laughter, health, clarity, going where you've never been before. You're truly the eyes and the ears of the divine. You are God expanding. That's why you are who you are. And you are poised right now like you have never been poised before to push the right buttons, pull the right levers, and live like you have never lived. Life awaits you. The tipping point has already been reached. You've already done the hard stuff. You've already cried the sad tears. You've already done all of those other things that have prepared you for this moment. Please join me in this opportunity of witnessing how to play the Matrix through this online video program. I promise it is what you've been searching for. This is a way to navigate those slippery nuances of cursed hows, unimportant details, and waiting for specific people to behave in specific ways. Free yourself from that. That's not why you're here. Your brain's too small to deal with that kind of minutia. Learn what you are tasked with. Defining end results. Learn what to delegate, giving the details, the hows, the logistic to divine mind. And then prepare for the best of your life. You're going to discover why you're really here. You're going to experience fulfillment like you never even knew to ask for it, just as I have. And ironically, I look back now at the train wreck of my life 15 years ago, and I can't find heads or tails of it. I can't find what happened or what caused it. I can't find a train wreck. It was the turning point of my life. It was the answer to the biggest dreams of my life. And I'm sure you're going to find the same was true for you. That time when the train of my life stopped, it was so it could change tracks and go higher, faster, further than I had ever imagined was then possible. It was the beginning of the biggest dream of my life coming true. Everything adds to who we are. So I'm all the more grateful that I didn't spend time looking for what was wrong with me, and I would urge you to take the same approach. There's nothing wrong with you. You couldn't be more powerful than you now are. You couldn't be more beautiful than you now are. You couldn't be more poised for greatness as it now lies before you. You're going to see that divine intelligence will connect all of the dots of wherever you've been in your life and make use of everything you've ever learned so that you can blast off. This is what I teach in Playing the Matrix. This is why I've toured the world for the last 8 years on this exact subject. And this is why, more than anything else, I wanted to create a video online course so that you don't have to wait for me to come to your neighborhood or your neck of the woods. You can, from the comfort of your home, tune in to these lessons, these steps that I discovered and that I now am so excited about sharing. You're not watching this video by accident. You're watching it for a reason. Many reasons, not the least of which is to begin living your life deliberately, as you've always suspected you could, alive in a paradise cloaked in the illusion of matter, to discover that you truly do have dominion over all things. Life is not something that happens, not to any one of us. We happen to life. We came first. You're ready. You're deserving. Let's play the Matrix. So join me for this online video course. The time is now. You're totally ready. You're at the cusp of your greatness. And when you join me, you're going to be joining many others. In fact, we have a Facebook group, so you're not going to feel alone at any step on this path. And when you join us, you're going to get a free downloadable workbook and step-by-step instructions from me all along the way. It's time to start creating dots that the universe can connect. And by joining me, you're creating one more dot. You're giving the universe one more opportunity to reach you. The time is now. Let's do this together, and may everything you wish for be the least that you receive. Tally-ho.